Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardee's. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing. Break your body. Woo!
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. We're getting it figured out. You got me? Can you hear me?
You're good, man.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
We're still here.
You know why? You know why? I couldn't hear myself because I had my volume turned down all the way.
Ah, okay.
I couldn't hear you guys, couldn't hear myself. Just a whole lot of chaos going
When's
on
the
over
last
here.
time you sat in that chair?
In this chair?
Yeah.
Man, it was last Tuesday.
Yeah, I turned it down.
Oh, that's right.
Remember,
Yeah.
he's got the bougie headphones that I forgot to bring back over
That's
here.
right. That's right.
Your headphones are way more comfortable than everybody's here, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So
He used the term bougie,
So
by the way.
last Thursday-
You've got the bougie headphones.
last Thursday and last Friday, Andy and I did the drive sweating like dogs both Thursday and Friday because we were doing it in the scorching sun on Thursday and in a sweat box on Friday up at McMinn County. But we are live in a nice, cool studio today, so it feels good.
So we are going to talk about some high school football from last week. But today, just to give you listeners the inside scoop on what's going on here on the drive, at 4:15, Ryan Sylvia from Rocky Top Insider is going to join the drive. And the reason being, because we do have some breaking news. By the way, Andy Morris here along with Jim Gum and Jacob Mason. Tennessee Vols head coach Josh Heupel and his staff have named true freshman Faison Brandon the Vols starting quarterback. He will be Tennessee's first true freshman starting quarterback in a season opener since 2004. And Jacob, do you remember who that was?
2004. I remember who the quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs was in 2004.
Good answer.
But I
Good
don't-
answer, Bulldog.
I don't remember who's the starting quarterback.
So
of
this is actually a guy who I comped the scenario to, but Brent Schaefer was that true freshman starting quarterback, and he and Eric Ainge were in a little bit of a battle back in 2004, if Tennessee fans remember that. But I think, and I want to go ahead and throw this out there because I want our listeners to be a little bit more interactive with us today. A lot of people have said for a long time that this is what was going to happen. This was the right choice. We want to know, did Tennessee get it right naming true freshman Faison Brandon the starting quarterback ahead of the Vol season opener against Furman? Did they get it right? All you got to do, text us your name. Let us know on the Warren and Griffin text line, 423-749-1013. We want to know, do you agree with Josh Heupel naming Faison Brandon the true freshman quarterback, the starter ahead of the opener against Furman? Again, Warren and Griffin text line 423-749-1013.
Are we answering that ourselves?
Right now, that's what we're doing.
Well, the answer is yes. They did. They were 77th in red zone efficiency last year, and it's because they didn't allow Aguilar to use his feet because they were afraid that if he got hurt, who's his backup?
Yes.
And so now with Faison and having a comfortable backup in Mateer, they're going to – not Mateer, sorry,
McIntyre. Yeah, George McIntyre.
Having a comfortable backup with McIntyre, the way that offense should be ran, like the quarterback has to be mobile inside the 20. And you're going to see it. And I think it was the right decision because here's the thing. If they're equal in accuracy, if they're equal in playbook knowledge, if they're equal in all those things, we know the type of athlete that Faison Brandon is. And he's going to bring something different to the table.
I mean, here's my thing. Mobile quarterback or non-mobile quarterback, I don't care what my team has. I want the quarterback that's the best for that particular offense and makes the best decisions. I get the mobile quarterback has that the elusiveness and the excited, makes highlight reel plays, but they can also make a lot of mistakes too. I want the guy because listen, you can have both. We've all had our teams have had both. I want the guy that gives my team the best chance to win the football game, and apparently, Faison Brandon does that in Knoxville because obviously McIntyre has a year on him as far as learning the offense. It's pretty obvious to me that Brandon did some things in practice that the coach is like, we can't ignore this. This guy, first of all, his high school numbers were off the wall. He just through the roof. This guy is a very accurate quarterback. He does not throw interceptions, and he's got the mobility factor that adds to it. So he can throw the ball, and he's accurate, and that's all you want.
I thought that I texted this to you guys, but I couldn't find it, so I don't remember who I texted it to. But I said, why did Tennessee name true freshman quarterback Faison Brandon the starter ahead of Week 1, and why was it the right decision? Because it is the right decision.
It is the right decision.
He is the most athletic quarterback on that roster, and he's not the most seasoned. But if he shows that he can manage that playbook at all, you're setting yourself up for a much more dynamic offense. For me, it's all about the run pass threat that he offers because he can take a hit.
The RPO.
Yeah, I worry about McIntyre being able to take a hit.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, I think this is the right decision. And if unfortunate situation happens where Brandon's the one getting hurt, guess what? You have a backup, just like NFL teams look for, a guy that knows the playbook and can manage the offense.
Yeah.
So this is kind of built and set up. Unfortunately, for McIntyre, he just doesn't have the intangibles that Brandon has, in my opinion.
Yeah, and really, to run the offense that Heupel wants to run successfully inside the 20, you have to have a QB run threat. You have to.
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, you have to. Even Joe
Aguilar.
Joe Milton.
Yep.
Aguilar, I don't think they let.
They didn't open up like they could have, but he had that ability.
He had the ability to. I don't think they let him because if he got hurt, who was there?
Yeah,
Like
but Joe Milton is who you brought.
Yes, Milton.
About. Yeah.
They've always had a guy that has the ability to bring that to and they didn't last year. And you saw they were 77th in red zone efficiency. That's not going to cut it. 77th in red zone efficiency is simply not going to cut it, especially not in Heupel standards. So when you're looking towards the future, if all things are fair and equal and one guy can run the ball and that's how your offense has to operate, I think this was a no-brainer, personally.
And here's the thing. And listen, we're going to talk to Ryan here in a little bit, but he's a true freshman. He's going to make some mistakes. That's inevitable. It happens. I mean, it happens to seniors, for crying out loud. So it's definitely going to happen to a freshman, but you just can't get all flustered and yank him off the field if he makes a mistake. You live with it. Let him grow. And I'll tell you right now, if he can stay healthy and he starts the entire season, 2027 is when Tennessee can start looking towards the national championship or stuff to that level, because you're going to have a stud running back coming in from Baylor. You'll have a seasoned quarterback. I tell you what, the future's bright in Knoxville when it comes to the offensive side of the ball.
Well, that's one thing you had mentioned. You don't want to break his spirit. If he comes out and he struggles, you don't want to put him on the bench to where he feels like he's lost his job. I was given the job. You've made this choice for him to be the starter now. You got to kind of roll with it for a little bit. And there's no better start of a season than this Tennessee schedule, in my opinion, for them to be able to do that. And if he looks like, hey, you know what, it's too much, he's not ready, then as we go into Kennesaw State, or if we struggle in the Georgia Tech game, we can say, listen, McIntyre's here ready to come in, so you can come over and we can discuss some things, get you back in there situationally. You've got to set him up to where mentally he does not get defeated because he's a true freshman.
I fully expect we'll see McIntyre play against Furman. I'm sure that he'll see some action against Kennesaw State in Game 3. Game 2 against Georgia Tech, maybe not. But I would think that they'll get him as many reps as possible if Tennessee has a decent lead, which they should against two of their first three opponents.
So also at 5:45 today, going to have Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown on the show with us. And Cleveland Blue Raiders only team in town coming off of a win this past weekend, part of the ESPN Cleveland Community Kickoff that took place last week. Just to go ahead and jump into that a little bit, Thursday night, Game 1, Cleveland defeated Walker Valley 48-20, which the lightning delays. Jim, you were on the call. I was on the call as well. Jacob, you were watching. There was a different team that came out onto the field post-first lightning delay for the Blue Raiders than the team that started the game. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, it got really close to snowballing fast there for Cleveland. You think about it, if you don't hit that lightning delay, Walker Valley might go up 21-0, and that's a completely different ball game. Instead, they come out of lightning delay, get a huge interception, return it back to the 50, and then another lightning delay. This whole weekend I felt like was a little weird, just when it comes to high school sports.
We need to quit inviting Jim to ball games, because if he's calling it,
I'm 0-2, man.
I haven't
with delays.
Yeah,
I haven't been a part of a game yet this year that hasn't been under delay at some point in time.
That's true. We did the middle school game.
My first PA game, the middle school game, and now you two guys on Friday night. They've all had some kind
That's
of
wild.
Thursday night and Friday night back to back.
So what we need to do, though, just for high school football purposes, we got to get you back, and we got to let Jim take a week off, because he's the one bringing the delays with him, I believe. I don't know.
Before we head to break, because we're going to call, remind me who we're going to call.
We're going to have Ryan Sylvia of Rocky Top Insider, but also Game 2, McMinn defeated Bradley Central 22-17, and that's a Bradley team who looked like they started to figure things out in the second half. Do you agree with that take, Jim?
They did, boy, and I tell you what a call there late in the game, where a fake punt by McMinn. And by the way, I was told, and I haven't had this confirmed, but I was told that he did this on his own, that the coach did not tell him to do it, that he did it on his own, and he made it. So as long as he makes it, pat him on the back and say, good boy. That's what I was told. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I was told.
We'll have to ask Bo that. We're gonna have to figure that out. But before we go to break, I just wanted to apologize. I had to get up like mid-show last week.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and leave, and then I wasn't there on Thursday or Friday night. My grandfather passed away this weekend at the age of 89. One of the best men that I've ever gotten the pleasure to be around. Played football at Bradley High School from 1952 to 1956. Funny enough, I don't know if y'all saw the legend that Bradley Kenny Hooper passed away. Him and my grandfather had a record that were tied together, and so them passing within a couple days of each other, I just thought was, a coinky dink.
That is wild.
But they had a record for the not 100-meter dash,
100-yard dash.
100-yard dash. So him and Kenny Hooper have a record there that's tied. But I appreciate everybody kind of helping me out this weekend. And
by the way, those records will last forever, because they don't do the 100-yard.
They don't do them anymore.
That's right. And you mentioned Kenny Hooper, a guy who was loved in this community along with your grandfather, Duke.
Yeah.
Right? And so you talk about OG Bradley football. Jacob's grandfather, that was one of those guys right there. So our thoughts and prayers have been with you and your family, Jacob, and obviously the Hooper family. Sydney Hooper, who works for the Chattanooga Lookouts, is a friend of our show. That's Kenny's daughter. Of course, her brother Ken played football at Bradley as well. So our thoughts and prayers with that family, and not to mention, a lot of loss. It seems like. Over the past week or so, because even going back to Sonny Hicks,
the voice,
one of the longtime voices for the Cleveland Blue Raiders, and we were able to speak with some of his family during halftime of the Cleveland Walker Valley game last week. It's a tough time to lose some great people in our community, but one thing we can say is we're thankful for each and every one of them and the impact that they left here in our community, using the avenue of sports as their vessel.
Yep. For sure. Yeah, I don't want Damon thinking that I just didn't want to talk to him. I got up right before his interview. I called him on the phone and then ran out. So I promise you, Coach Floyd, I got you this. Is it going to be Thursday?
Yeah, Coach Floyd's going to be back on with us Thursday. So what Jacob's referring to,
I'm doing PA. I won't be there either. I'll get you, Coach Floyd.
You don't want to talk to Damon. That's what's going on. The Drive exclusive coaches interview sponsored by Food City. Monday, of course, Coach Chris Brown from Cleveland High School. Tuesday, Walker Valley head coach Drew Akins, and Thursday, Damon Floyd, Bradley Central head coach. We're going to have that all season long. With that, we are going to go ahead and go to commercial break. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's. It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Don Ledford Chevrolet GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Good afternoon. Watching it build pretty good. 24 headed up through the Ridge Guide, especially in the eastbound lanes. It's stop and go 58. Certain sections going outbound on 58 out towards the Harrison area. It is crowded up in Cleveland at times there at Paul Huff Parkway, right at the interstate. Stop and go there, 25th and Keith. Watch for radar on 75 as you head over White Oak Mountain towards Bradley County. If you get locked out of your house or car, call Rick's Lock and Key in Chattanooga. I'm Commander Chuck. Your on-time traffic.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center.
Preparation wins games and builds retirements. Reach out to Alon Planning Partners today.
Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441. Here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
We return to the upper 80s to low 90s this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, back in the 60s with quiet conditions. Tuesday will be nearly identical with plenty of sunshine and highs of around 90. And then we'll have some storm chances by the middle of the week. For the latest, be sure to download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
Hi, this is Jay and Brittany Hagee from Alon Planning Partners. What do you think your biggest expense in retirement will be? Healthcare? Housing costs? Inflation? This may come as a surprise, but it's actually taxes. Most every one of you listening has an IRA, a 401k, or some type of tax-qualified account, which means all of that money isn't yours. You have a partner in those accounts. It's Uncle Sam.
So the real question is, how do you keep more of your hard-earned savings in your pocket? We at Alon Planning Partners have a solution. We created a tax calculator just for you. Go to exchangemytaxbill.com. Again, visit exchangemytaxbill.com. Input some basic information, and you'll see your tax liability through retirement. We can help you craft a plan that will give you peace of mind to and through your retirement years.
So visit exchangemytaxbill.com to take the next step. Again, exchangemytaxbill.com will help you craft a tax plan to help bring clarity to your financial future.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Honda of Cleveland is giving away a brand new 2027 Honda Civic to a deserving coach this year. From Pee Wee League to the college level, all athletic coaches are eligible. Each month, we will choose a coach for that month, and at the end of the year, the 12 finalists will gather to be celebrated and see who wins that brand new 2027 Honda Civic from Honda of Cleveland. Nominate your favorite coach at mymix1041.com.
It's Monday, so it's burger and beer night at Aubrey's for just $12. Aubrey's Cleveland.
Summer savings are here at Cleveland Ford, your truck destination. Over 100 trucks to choose from, with select new 2026 Ford Maverick models starting at $32,665. Plus, 0% APR for 36 months, $1,000 toward your down payment, and 2-year premium maintenance plan. ClevelandFord.com. For well-qualified buyers with approved credit. 3-year, 10,000 miles per year. $0 security deposit. Plus tax, tag, title, and $7.99 closing fee on select models. See dealer for details. Offer ends August 31st, 2026.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our urgent ortho walk-in clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
On the volunteer Ritapest
Hey,
phone line.
you're going to have to do that one more time. You're completely muted, by the way.
Yeah, it's my bad.
Oh, okay. The Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery Care in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday for walk-in care if you prefer to plan ahead. Online scheduling is available at sportmed.com. And joining us right now on the volunteer Ritapest phone line is Ryan Sylvia of Rocky Top Insider. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good, guys. We know the Tennessee starting quarterback now, so it makes life a little bit easier.
It does, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on today to talk about that. First off, were you surprised? And secondly, how close was the competition between him and George McIntyre?
No, I wasn't surprised, especially kind of looking at where things stood going into fall camp, and then after that first scrimmage when a lot of the buzz coming out of it was around how Faison Brandon performed, and then when the second scrimmage kind of followed suit, you kind of figured that was the direction they were going. It was just more so of a matter of would they announce it when they did this morning or last night, or would they wait another week and do it going straight into game week instead? And they ripped the Band-Aid off because I think partially, you can't fool the locker room. They know who was performing better and kind of started leaking outside as well as far as who was performing better. So it made a lot of sense to do it this morning as well. But it seems like it was close. Everything I've heard seems like it wasn't that you had one good option and an option that wasn't performing well. It seems like George McIntyre was playing good football as well, which I think gives you optimism about what Faison Brandon Tennessee can accomplish, is that it wasn't like it was handed to him. He had to go out and earn it against another guy who was playing good football, and still he proved himself to be the leader to the point that they were confident enough to make this choice right now.
Do you feel like Faison just straight outpassed him, or do you think, with his ability to run, last year Tennessee was 77th in red zone efficiency. Do you think his ability to run the ball as well factored into that decision?
I think that's a big part of it. And you look at not just his speed and stuff like that, but he's got the frame to withstand some hits too. So when you talk about the red zone, I think that opens up a lot of options that you have, because you're right. The red zone efficiency last year wasn't fantastic, and they tried to run Joey Aguilar at times. I think part of that, because he wasn't a bad runner necessarily, but part of that was you maybe didn't trust what was behind him as much either. So you really wanted to keep him healthy, especially because you knew he was dealing with some things, to not get him hurt and to keep him on the field. So with Faison Brandon, I think he's able to withstand more hits than maybe any quarterback besides, I guess, Joe Milton, if you're just looking at their stature that Josh Heupel's had in his time at UT. He's plenty capable physically to get down the field, extend plays, do things like that. But then also, if you are confident that George McIntyre can step in if need be, if you do get a Faison Brandon hurt, if he has to miss a play because his helmet comes off, if he has to miss a series because he's a little banged up, whatever it may be, if there actually is confidence in George McIntyre behind him as well, I think that'll open up a lot of things for Faison Brandon on the ground.
We're joined by Ryan Sylvia of Rocky Top Insider on the volunteer Ritapest phone line. And Ryan, one thing that I wanted to ask is, with this naming of true freshman Faison Brandon as the starting quarterback, is this something that you view this decision as this is what's happening week one, or is this a season-long commitment?
Of course, if things go according to plan, it'll be a season-long commitment. But if he goes out against Furman and doesn't look sharp, I think there's still probably a good chance that you would get the benefit of the doubt from the body work he's put in this offseason to start that Georgia Tech game. But I think that's like, if you go out and you don't play well against Furman, and you go out and you lose that Georgia Tech game, you don't get good quarterback play, then maybe it does get a little sketchy. Maybe then you do start to talk about, all right, well, what are you going to do in that Kennesaw State game? Because after that, you have the 9-game SEC schedule. You can't mess around too much. So they're not committing to Faison Brandon's going to start 12 games for you, but that's certainly that's the plan, I guess you could say. But everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face, is the old saying. So we'll see if they get punched in the face and if they have to respond to that. But if things go according to plan, it should be all 12 games, I guess.
Had Joey Aguilar been granted another year, what do you think would have happened?
I think he would have been the starter. I guess it wouldn't be much of a quarterback battle. Just set up for next year being that quarterback battle between George McIntyre and Faison Brand, which maybe on paper that makes a little bit more sense, where you're looking at a sophomore and a junior with the new 5-year eligibility rules, and it just feels a little bit better than looking at the freshman versus sophomore. But I think long-term, maybe there's a benefit to Joey Aguilar not being granted that year, where if Faison Brandon can just play clean football and you can get your way to 8 wins or something like that sets up really nicely for 2027, where not only does he have that year under his belt in the system, but he's got a year under his belt playing college football. And you combine that with DGG coming in as the big 5-star running back. You're going to have some really highly rated guys returning out wide receiver. You have big options at tight end. Your offensive line could return a lot of good pieces. That sets up really nicely. So I think if, like you said, if Joey Aguilar got granted that, or if they went out and Sam Leavitt picked Tennessee over LSU and the financials worked out there, then you were probably more so just looking at next year for the same quarterback battle. But I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise in some ways if things go according to plan.
It's funny you brought up DGG. That was my next question. I believe the last time we were on the phone, we were eagerly awaiting his commitment. Yeah. Did you get a chance to watch his game Thursday night on ESPN2?
Yeah, that was appointment television, not just DGG, but the two guys, Bowman and Simon over on BA as well. That was fun to watch. I mean, he looked as advertised. I guess you could easily say that, between the doing like a front flip and staying on his feet and breaking tackles and running without his helmet like Jason Witten. That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, his balance control. Fans are gonna be excited to see him in an orange jersey here next year. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, once again, we're joined by Ryan Sylvia of Rocky Top Insider. And go ahead, Ryan. Sounds like you're going to say something else.
No, yeah, I was pretty much just in agreement. He's going to come in as a true freshman. He should play a pretty significant role, so I'm excited to watch him.
So, Ryan, of course, you follow a lot of these guys in high school, as you're referring to some of these guys that played in that Baylor BGA game. And if you could, talk about with Faison Brandon winning the starting job as a freshman, for any Tennessee fan or just kind of fair weather football fan that may not know, kind of give us a little bit of Brandon's background.
Yeah, he's a proven winner, a state champion over from North Carolina, kind of from the same area as Hendon Hooker is from. So he has a relationship with Hendon as well, going back to the Greensboro area. But he battled some injury in his high school career, but he came back for his senior year, and he was fantastic. He's just played on winning teams. And obviously the quarterback's going to go a long way in winning those games. So he's played top talent in the state of North Carolina, which, it's not Florida or Texas or Georgia or one of those huge top 3, top 5 states where it's like college football at that level. But North Carolina's no slouch as far as the college or the high school football ranks. So he's done it for a while. He was in a quarterback battle there as a true freshman, actually, and kind of split snaps with a senior at the time, which shows you a lot about how kind of well viewed he was just when he was 14 or 15 years old. And ever since then, like I said, he's just won a bunch of football games. So I think that's part of the reason he wins the battle too, is the lights get bright. You get into Neyland Stadium in those scrimmages, and you hear the coaching staff talk about the tool that Neyland Stadium is, where even if there's no fans in there, when you head to Neyland Stadium for a scrimmage, it just feels different. And you can kind of tell which guys are going to rise to the occasion, which guys are going to wilt. Faison Brandon's just won a bunch of football games, and he rises to the occasion.
What about the defensive side of the team? How has that been being viewed?
I think there's a bit of cautious optimism. You look at what Jim Knowles has done in his career, and there's a lot of talk about how year 2 is the year that they really hit the ground running. They become one of the better defenses in the country once he's got a year under his belt there. I think there's more of a chance that they are set up for success in year 1 at Tennessee than his past stops. And you look at it he's able to bring a bunch of guys from his former coaching staffs, with Anthony Poindexter, the co-DC and secondary coach. Derek Jones has worked with him before, and he's the cornerbacks coach. Andrew Jackson has been with him before, and he's the outside linebacker Leo's kind of defensive line coach, along with Rodney Garner. And then a bunch of kind of other assistants down the list that join him as well. And then, of course, you have the 3 transfers between Dazon Lane at safety and Amari Campbell at linebacker and Xavier Gilliam at defensive tackle. You have a bunch of resources to kind of show how he wants to teach it, the phrasing he's going to use, the terminologies he's going to use, and getting things implemented. So far it seems like they've really excelled at learning things and being in the right spots and doing all of that. It just kind of turns to a matter of personnel. And I don't dislike the personnel. Of course, you lose Idris Farouk, which is going to stink back there at safety, but that's why you loaded up in the secondary in this transfer portal. And you felt like you had a good amount of depth before you got hurt, and now that depth is going to kind of have to step up and play a bigger role than maybe you expected. But it feels like they could be set up to not be a top 5, top 10, top 15 defense in the country, but like they can be a top 25 defense in the country, and your offense surrounded by that freshman is a bunch of proven guys, and you can get some strong quarterback play. Like that could set up for a good amount of wins.
Yeah, Ryan, last thing I've got for you since Jim took us to the defensive side of the ball. With all the chaos that we've seen with these potential NFL players coming back to college rosters, what are the chances that we see Arian Carter's suspension lifted?
It's interesting because, the NCAA doesn't like the guys coming back from the NFL either, and they don't like the class of 2022 guys getting that extra year of eligibility. So if that is a route that the AC situation would go at Tennessee, I guess it would have to be some sort of legal battle. I'm not sure how realistic it is for Tennessee to do that right now, and I think part of that is the depth you have there where you feel like you can get away without him for those first 2 games because you have Edwin Spillman, because you have Amari Campbell and Jaden Perlotti and Jeremiah Thielander and 2 highly ranked freshmen and Jordan Burns coming back. Like you have such a stacked linebacker room that maybe, you want him to play, and he's going to be a starter when he's out there. But maybe it's not the end of the world like if you lost someone at a position that wasn't as deep. It's ridiculous that he's suspended. Josh Heupel thinks it's ridiculous he's suspended. But how realistic is that they get out of that and he's able to play those first 2 games, I'm not sure at this point.
Well, it could be a blessing in disguise, keeping him healthy and ready for an SEC schedule.
Exactly.
That's a very tough SEC schedule. But, hey, Ryan, real quick, if you could let our listeners know how they can follow you.
Yeah, we're at RockyTopInsider.com. You can find us on socials at RockyTopInsider, and I'm at Ryan T. Sylvia on Twitter or X. And, of course, we'll have you covered for football season, but also some men's, women's basketball, baseball, whatever's happening on Rocky Top.
Sounds good, man. Hey, thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, once again, Ryan Sylvia of Rocky Top Insider. Always a great conversation when Ryan joins the drive. Going to have him on periodically throughout the season. When it comes to inside info, Ryan's got us covered when it comes to Rocky Top.
Oh, absolutely. Tennessee is going to be – I know we're all pumped for 2026. I'm telling you, next year, 2027, Tennessee is going to be a tough team.
I've said this already. I think they might be a year ahead of schedule. Not saying that there might not be some bumps and bruises. This team is going to be relevant in the SEC this season.
Well, I think it could be a really fun stretch. If you can master the roster retention while also adding on some pieces, having a sophomore than a junior Faison Brandon with a freshman sophomore running back with DGG and just adding on that talent, the future is bright in Knoxville. And I'll just say this. As a Georgia fan, I'm glad we don't play him for 2 years.
There you go. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got to talk about a record-breaking field goal that took place during an NFL preseason game. Also, going to talk a little WNBA, something that you don't hear us say a whole lot about. And it's not about me-bounds. No one's talking about Angel Reese missing shots to get her own rebounds. That's not where this is coming in. You'll find out when we come back here on The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center.
Storms, they come and go, but your financial plan shouldn't. Alon Planning Partners has you covered.
Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441. Here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
We return to the upper 80s to low 90s this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, back in the 60s with quiet conditions. Tuesday will be nearly identical with plenty of sunshine and highs of around 90. And then we'll have some storm chances by the middle of the week. For the latest, be sure to download the Local 3 weather app. I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Clay Smith.
A Don Ledford Chevrolet GMC special announcement. Now, hear this, Cleveland and Bradley County. For the first time in our history, Don Ledford Chevrolet GMC is offering employee pricing on all new 2026 Chevy and GMC cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Plus, you get all eligible factory incentives that your choice qualifies for. Yes, you heard right. You pay what we pay. This isn't just certain models. It's all models of our new 2026 Chevrolets and GMCs in stock. Silverados, Sierras, Tahoes, Yukons, Equinox, Trax. It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose, you get the employee price. This one-time offer is only good through August 31st. So come in early for the best selection. Chevrolet, let's do it together. GMC, we are professional grade. Don Ledford Chevrolet GMC on North Lee Highway in Cleveland, where we say yes. Se habla Espanol. Your employee pricing is plus tax, tag, title, and dealer documentary fee. Sale ends August 31st.
HealthScope Magazine. Beautiful, informative, inspiring, uplifting, healthy lifestyles for women, family, and friends. HealthScope Magazine. Get the latest on diet and fitness, hair and skincare, food and recipes, parenting, relationships, and more. HealthScope Magazine. Look for it now or visit healthscopemag.com. HealthScope Magazine. Healthy lifestyles for women, family, and friends.
Hey y'all, this is Alfonso, General Manager over at Crown Cleveland. Please visit us online to see our entire used car inventory, all different makes and models, all different budget levels. Please give us an opportunity. Google Crown Cleveland.
The Paul Feinbaum Show on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is presented by Hardee's.
Text us at 423-749-1013 on the Warren and Griffin text line. Cleveland's personal injury attorneys.
For decades, Best Buy Metals has been shaping more than metal. We've been building strength, one roof, one wall, one community at a time. This isn't just roofing and siding, it's still formed with purpose, made to withstand difficult storms, because what we make doesn't just cover buildings, it protects what matters most. Get inspired today by visiting bestbuymetalroof.com. Best Buy Metals, designed to inspire, made to protect, driven to serve.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles.
At First Horizon, we know if there's a win, there's a way. Our team is here to help every step of the way with personal, business, or private banking. Stop by and visit us at one of our locations in Cleveland or give us a call at 423-559-7660. At First Horizon, we look forward to finding a way.
Cleveland Collision Center, located on Water Level Highway, your locally owned and operated auto body shop, serving the community for 25 plus years. When you sustain damage to your vehicle, we will take care of all your needs and look forward to continuing to support the community. Call us at 423-472-9978. That's Cleveland Collision Center.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
Introducing Wrangler Tough Light Jeans. The cowboy cuts you know and love. Now up to 20% lighter. Because lighter isn't a compromise. It's a better way to wear denim. Stay cool. Move with ease. Keep doing what you do. The durability you expect from Wrangler without the extra weight. Wrangler Tough Light. Tough jeans just got lighter.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. You can watch us on YouTube or on Facebook, ESPN Cleveland 101.3, the WCLE YouTube page, with video. Watch, listen, also download the free ESPN Cleveland 101.3 app. And you know what I always say, if you want to tune into the videos just because you want to see our ugly mugs, So maybe we could get some mugs made with our pictures on them and the Drive logo or something, and we could give those away at some point.
I just wore a shirt today so everyone can see me if they're watching today. I'm the one in the neon green shirt.
Jim looks like he just got. Am I on? There we go.
Yeah, you're on.
Jim looks like he just got done working the crossing guard shift down there at
Who's
EO
to
Ross.
say I didn't?
Yeah.
Who's to say I didn't?
That's right.
You know?
We appreciate those guys.
We do.
Even though if they make me a little bit later to the studio than I would like to be.
That's actually the job of the week that I'm highlighting in my classroom right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Public service. So
And they're so important. You know what? I appreciate all the guys, Public Works, those guys. Without them, guess what? We'd have to take our trash to the dump. We'd have to pick up, like limbs and stuff like that off the sidewalk and stuff like that. So I always appreciate any guy that's out there working hard, man. I appreciate him big time.
No doubt about it. Hey, did you guys watch any preseason NFL this weekend?
Watched a little bit of the Titans game last night. By the way, their uniforms look great.
Yeah, they do.
Man.
That's about the only thing that looks good for the Titans,
But
right?
they did win. They beat the Seahawks. They beat the defending Super Bowl champions, Andy. Come on.
Hey, they need to get a lawyer like a lot of these players trying to go back to college and make that win count towards their regular season record.
There you go.
In the last 30 minutes, LSU has gained another commitment
Unreal.
from a former NFL player.
Are we going to talk about this at all today?
We're going to at some
Okay.
point.
All
And listen, this is LSU right now. Inevitably, it's going to happen to other schools, too. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. You just wait and watch. LSU's the one that's getting thrown under the bus right now.
Yeah, I joked during the break. Breaking news: Shedeur Sanders re-enrolling at Colorado to be his dad's starting quarterback. That's not real. He should be the starting quarterback in Cleveland, as far as I'm concerned. But that's another conversation for another day as well.
Yeah,
But
I was going to ask you about that.
yeah, so going back to the preseason NFL, Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker hit an insane 69-yard field goal in their preseason game against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he got a hold of that thing. It cleared probably by like 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been 73, 72 yards easily.
He crushed it. I hope he gets an opportunity to do it in a regular season game so he can have the official record.
Do you think that's like the future of our sport, like seeing these 69, 70, 71 yard, like guys' legs becoming that good?
It's like a fastball in Major League Baseball. You keep seeing the velocity increase. You're going to start seeing a lot of torn hamstrings with these kickers at some
The only
point.
time you're going to see it is either at the end of the half or end of the game. The reason I say that is because if you miss from that distance, the other team gets possession where the holder was
Great field position.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
field position.
Yeah,
so you've got to know you're going to in the half or in the game.
Yeah, that is very true. But it'll be interesting to see if that, if that's a new normal that we, tend to see guys being able to.
It used to be a thing where you'd go, "Wow, he made a 45-yarder."
Yeah.
That's
Well,
nothing now.
And you got to think, a lot of teams are now playing indoors. The elements are not an issue. You think about all the domes that are popping up.
Yeah.
So I think we very may well see that become the norm, ending a half with a 70-yard field goal.
That's. I remember it wasn't for a long time. Wasn't the record 61 yards?
It was 63 by Tom
63.
Dempsey. Tom Dempsey for the Saints. held
Saints,
that
that's
for,
right.
gosh, several decades. And then, of course, it's been broken multiple times since then. But, yeah, that used to be something. And he's the guy, if you look at video, he was born with like half of a foot and like half an arm and everything. And so he had a specially made foot or shoe for his foot. And some people thought that was unfair. I'm like, the guy's,
It is what it is.
Yeah, he was born with a birth defect. I'm okay with it. I'm so happy to see the guy out there playing
Okay,
sports.
so I can kind of speak firsthand on this a little bit. Anyone that was ever around during my wrestling career in high school, I had to wrestle a young man who won an ESPY. His name was Kyle Maynard. He won an ESPY award.
Is this the one-legged guy?
No.
No? Okay.
He was I believe the proper term is a congenital amputee, meaning he was born with both his arms and both his legs. They were to a certain point.
Right. Okay.
And I wrestled this guy in the Cleveland Duels over at Cleveland High School back in 2003, 2004. And he had all his limbs, he would have been about a 250. They said either a 189 or a 215 pounder. He wrestled my young tail weighing 103 pounds. And he cracked one of my ribs. Guy was extremely strong. As I said, won an ESPY, was ranked in the country for a period of time. But I'll say this, thanks to my coach Steve Logsden, we were able to game plan a little bit, and I beat him in double overtime. That was his only loss in the tournament. And not because I was a good wrestler, because I had a coach that said, listen, this is because I was a leg rider. Guess what he didn't have?
Oh, yeah.
I was a bar arm guy. Guess what he didn't have? Yeah. So my offense was out the window. But so anyway, you can look at that stuff as a possible advantage for those athletes, but at the end of the day, you just got to show up and do your job. Like they live like that, and you've got to make the adjustments.
If they make weight, then that's so be it. However their weight is distributed on their body, then that's just the reality, right?
Yeah, I won on the scoreboard. He beat me up physically, though. I'll go ahead and say that. He did. But, hey, this is the other thing I want to get to before we have to take another quick commercial break. Former NBA player Inez Cantor Freedom was ejected. Again, this is a former NBA player. He was ejected from Sunday's game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky. So if you're following, this is a WNBA game.
In Chicago.
Yes. After a verbal altercation with Sky guard Natasha Cloud. Cantor Freedom was sitting courtside in a black T-shirt that read, woman, noun, adult, human, female. And when a timeout was called late in the third quarter, Cloud walked over towards Cantor Freedom and started yelling at him. So I want to. I'm setting Jim up here just to make some people mad, apparently, but that's what I do. My issue with this is that we've seen a lot of people. We've seen people thrown out of just regular fans thrown out of WNBA games for wearing the XXXY T-shirts, and this is specifically regarding the gender of the players playing in the WNBA and in women's sports, and Cloud went out of her way to approach him. I want to say that first of all.
She started the altercation.
She did. And he was thrown out, which pregame, he wasn't on the court, but he was on the paint during the national anthem, and he had his hand on his chest. So he was on the surface, but not on the playing surface. He was on the paint in the out-of-bounds area.
Just outside the baseline.
So he was ejected and thrown out after she approached him. And he did approach the court, but he never stepped foot on the playing surface. He was at the same place where he was for the national anthem, yet he was ejected. We keep seeing this from the WNBA where they kind of don't know how to manage this situation. But I've said this, and I'm going to pass it over to you guys here in just a second and let Jim go off and get everyone fired up. But as a father of two girls, I don't want my daughters competing in athletics, especially a sport that can be physical, against boys or men. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, the WNBA just can't stay out of the headlines for all the wrong reasons. That's something me and you have talked about, on the side in a couple different shows. They find a way week in and week out to have a negative PR headline somewhere. It's bad.
Daily. It's a dumpster fire every day, every time you turn around, and I'm sitting there going, and what kills me is the commissioner, I don't know, man, that is one of the poorest run leagues I've ever seen in my life. And what's so bad is that this year, for the first time, they're actually getting paid good money.
They are.
They are getting paid good money.
And the attendance has been great.
Attendance has been good. Everything's good. But, man, they cannot keep themselves out of negative news. It's unbelievable.
We're in one of the most exciting times to watch there's multiple people that are recognized as like true stars in that league, and people are watching, and people are showing up, but yet every headline is some big ordeal that they don't know how to handle.
And the worst part is football starts in this weekend, just barely, but it starts. Once football starts, that sport is it's irrelevant in my world. I don't pay attention to it much less, hardly at all now. But this stuff just won't resonate with me in 2 weeks.
Well, specifically regarding this Inez Cantor Freedom situation, a former Boston Celtic player, former NBA player, he's kind of turned political activist a little bit. But Jacob, you even said during the break, he doesn't fully align with the left or the right, but he is of the belief of equal opportunity and doing things a certain way, and he's a proud American, became an American citizen. In this situation, my issue is, we all remember the malice at the Palace. The Indiana Pacers, Detroit Pistons, and the NBA took such a hard stance after that, saying, when our players make an approach to the stands to a fan, like, they're going to be held accountable. The NBA from that point forward, even today, like, that's a huge no-no. They don't ever want that to happen again. Yet we see Cloud, so this is a double standard. We see Cloud, a WNBA player, approaching a fan sitting courtside. I don't care if he's a former NBA player or not. She went out of her way to draw the attention to this scenario and start this altercation. And what is her discipline? What's going to happen there? That's my question. No. So the WNBA, which is partially ran by the NBA, if I'm correct, it's funded.
It's funded by it.
So they need to get on the same page and say, listen, your players need, if we're going to be giving you all this money, you need to operate like we are and do things a certain way. I don't know. Maybe I'm using too much common sense here. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably are. Well, hey, we got to take a quick break. We will be back in just a minute. You're listening to ESPN The Drive.
Back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's. It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Don Ledford Chevrolet GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Well, good afternoon. It's heavy now on 153 southbound over here passing Lee Highway, trying to merge in there from 153 onto 75 in that construction zone there up by Shallowford Road as it continues to build northbound right now over White Oak Mountain. All that traffic volume pushing up through the Cleveland, Bradley County area where there's plenty of radar scattered up and down 75 this afternoon, especially up through the Charleston area. It's in defeats childhood cancer. Log on right now, stjude.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
At Chattanooga Exteriors, we provide effective, high-quality design solutions in an ethical manner to the Cleveland, Tennessee area using only superior products.
Visit us at ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800.
The final days of Honda Cleveland's summer event are here, and the lowest prices of the season and those one-time offers are just about over. Drive a new 26 Civic Sport for $249 a month, or move up to a 26 Accord LX for only $229 a month. Civic $249 a month, Accord $229 a month, plus no payments for 90 days. Only at Honda Cleveland. And Honda has earned KBB's best overall brand, most trusted brand, and best value brand. Plus, Honda Cleveland's locally owned, unlike those other guys, by a family with deep, solid roots in our community. So don't miss your chance to get the best deals of the season from the best Honda dealer in the region. 36-month leases with $39.99 down plus tax, tag, title, dealer fees, and first month's payment. No security deposit required with approved credit. Offer ends 9/8/26. See dealer for complete details. Honda Cleveland, your car, your way, every day. I-75 exit 20, just 1 mile east. Hope to see you soon.
Take ESPN Cleveland 101.3 with you wherever you go. Listen online at ESPNCleveland1013.com. Presented by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics.
At Chattanooga Exteriors, we provide effective, high-quality design solutions in an ethical manner to the Cleveland, Tennessee area using only superior products.
Visit us at ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-364-2314. 800-364-2314. 800-364-2314.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
ESPN Cleveland, hope Welcome back to the Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. I hope everyone out there is having a good Monday. So
he's struggling.
Last Friday, we did the Dad Gum segment, and if you remember, it was talking about lightning delays in high school football games. Well, I've got another Dad Gum segment that has something to do with what happened last week. So I guess we'll just go from there.
Dadgummit. Dadgummit. Dadgum. Dadgummit. Dadgum. Dadgummit.
Get in there and go to the goal line with a dadgum ball.
Daggone it and dad blame it. Dadgummit. No.
All right, Jacob, you were not there Thursday and Friday, and you're going to be the happiest guy you were. There was the two most just brutal shows I've done since we've been doing this show.
Because he had to do it with me.
Thursday was so scorching hot. It was brutal. They set us up. We're facing the sun setting, and it just got hotter and hotter as we were out there. And then on Friday, we were literally in a sauna. We were in a press box, and the only window that wouldn't open was where we were set up.
Luckily, we weren't on camera. I took my shirt off for that one.
So
I was topless.
Doing the drive in the blazing heat, dadgummit, I don't ever want to do that again. I was miserable Thursday and Friday. I mean, just absolutely miserable doing that show.
I hate to tell you, dadgum, but we've got another one this Friday coming up, and it's going to be hot.
Surely the AC's working in Bradley's press box.
Are we going to be in the press box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dadgum says he's setting it up.
Yeah,
Can I have a dadgum moment?
Absolutely.
I have something.
Are you a dad?
Yeah.
All right.
I have something that I want to rant about, and it's just because I rant about it every year, and I want to do it now so I don't do it on air on Friday.
Go get it, Slim Money.
The knee pad rule is the dumbest rule.
Already been a dadgum segment, by the way.
Has it?
Yes.
It's the dumbest, especially when they're not even making them to go long enough to go around the knees. We've got guys that are having to tape their pants in place. It's the dumbest thing on
So it doesn't ride up?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest, and the fact that we stop play to send guys on and off, when in all reality, those things now, have you seen how small the knee pads are now?
Yeah.
They're like the size of like a quarter. You remember the days when they used to be huge and clunky, and now they're so small they might as well not even be on there.
Here's we saw, and I think this is Thursday when you were out there, Andy. There was a guy for, I don't remember now if it was Walker Valley. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the jersey had been pulled up in his back. It was tucked. It was down in the front. Okay, he didn't know his jersey had somehow got pulled up in the back. They took him off the field. Somebody I just saw just pulled it back over his pad. I guess it's his kidney pad.
And
there
they're super tight. These jerseys are almost like putting on a wrestling singlet now. They're so tight to the pads.
But he had no idea. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And somebody got him from behind and pulled his jersey down. I'm like,
and they
come
said,
on, man.
no, go off. Go off the field.
That's insane to me. To me, that's inserting yourself into the game versus being a part of it.
You know what? Remember my dadgum segment last week? One day I said, when umpires or officials try to make themselves part of the game, the best officials are like, you don't even notice them.
To me, that's the TSSAA inserting.
And we talked about that while we were live at McMinn prior to the Bradley McMinn game. And unfortunately, across the board, you have all these different officials associations in each metro area, and they're never on the same page with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. And what's funny, on ESPN2, they had no idea what was going on. It happened multiple times. They're like, so-and-so's going off the field when they were watching the Baylor, because that's not a rule everywhere across the country. Yeah. It is here. And so even the announcers for ESPN had no idea why guys were leaving. And I turned to my wife, looked up and said, equipment malfunction or an equipment issue.
Yep.
So, all right, well, hey, we're at the top of the hour. Andy, you got on to me for not teasing.
I did, because you're like, hey, we're going to take a break. See you later, guys.
We had to go. Y'all just never, y'all are so long-winded, you just keep on yapping.
Y'all. When we come back, we're going to talk a little high school football. We're going to talk on this day in sports. But first, we're going to go ahead and go to this commercial break. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's.
It's back to school. This is Professor John Davis at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, and this is Car Buying 101. What is the most important aspect of buying a new car? Is it A, the lowest price guaranteed, B, the best selection in Tennessee, C, up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book market value for your trade-in, or is it D, all of the above? The right answer is always Kia of Cleveland, where you get all of the above, up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book market value for any trade in any condition. Bad credit? Don't sweat it. Kia Cleveland has lenders that will say yes to you and yes to your situation. Plus, I'll be any deal from anywhere in Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. Come see me, John Davis, at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, where buying a car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
Max trade toward the purchase of select models. Price comparison for exact same in-stock vehicle. Offers don't combine. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com.
You ever get home and need 15 minutes just so you don't kill everyone? Yeah, that's not just a long day, man. That's low T talking. Maybe you've tried testosterone therapy before and it did jack squat. Optimize You is different. No cookie cutter plans, real labs, real results built around you. You could feel better in 90 days, just in time for the Vols kickoff. Call Optimize You Cleveland. Code MIX99. Labs and a 1-hour consult for $99. Typically $149. Optimize You. Feel like yourself again.
The final days of Honda Cleveland's summer event are here, and the lowest prices of the season and those one-time offers are just about over. Drive a new 26 Civic Sport for $249 a month, or move up to a 26 Accord LX for only $229 a month. Civic $249 a month, Accord $229 a month. Plus no payments for 90 days. Only at Honda Cleveland. And Honda has earned KBB's best overall brand, most trusted brand, and best value brand. Plus, Honda Cleveland's locally owned, unlike those other guys, by a family with deep, solid roots in our community. So don't miss your chance to get the best deals of the season from the best Honda dealer in the region. 36-month leases with $39.99 down plus tax, tag, title, dealer fees, and first month's payment. No security deposit required with approved credit. Offer ends 9/8/26. See dealer for complete details. Honda Cleveland, your car, your way, every day. I-75 exit 20, just 1 mile east. Hope to see you soon.
Around here, we cheer for the home team. When it comes to plumbing, electrical, HVAC, or septic supplies, Wholesale Supply is the hometown favorite. Trusted by contractors, open to homeowners. Visit wholesalesupply.us to find a location near you. Wholesale Supply, built to supply, trusted to deliver.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an Audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an Audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
From the Kia of Cleveland studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 1013, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 1013.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. Hope everyone out there is having a good Monday. A lot of stuff we're going to be getting into. By the way, we've asking people to text us from time to time. And by the way, you can do that anytime you want. And we had somebody ask, hey, how do you think Ooltewah is going to do this year in high school football? So, how do you think Ooltewah's going to do in high school football this year? I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, so I want to go ahead and say Matt Moody, new head coach at Ooltewah, second year, I believe. Second year head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with Matt. He coached at Bradley for a long time as an assistant to Damon Floyd.
He was at McMinn Central before he went to
Yes,
Ooltewah,
he was head coach
that's what I thought.
at McMinn Central before. And this is a guy who is super excited. And we're going to have Matt Moody on the show with us at some point. I keep telling him that. We got to make it happen. But a guy who's super excited for the opportunity to lead the Owls, and he is going to get them back on track. As far as this season, I'm looking at their schedule, and they've got a few tough games. Looking at September, they've got Ray County, Tyner, Bradley Central, Walker Valley, McMinn. That's a tough September.
It is, and I'll tell you something. The Ooltewah community loves their Owls, man. I mean, I've been around that area for a long time. They support them. They want to be good in all sports, but especially football. And Ooltewah has been one of those programs, man. They were down for a long, long time. Then they were up for a long, long time. And so the fans, they got that taste of success, and they want it back. And I think they've got the right coaching plan right now in place right now.
I think it's going to be a work in progress. You know, East Hamilton, let's just be honest about the situation. When East Hamilton became a school, talent kind of started to shift.
Yeah.
And a lot of it went over to East Hamilton. I think Matt Moody's going to do a really good job of keeping that talent at Ooltewah. It's just going to take some time. And like you said, that schedule is pretty rough. I'm not looking at improvement for them like winning 7 games.
Yeah, wins, losses.
I'm looking to see those scores not be 42 to 7.
Yes.
Like when those scores are competitive, like you're going to see the fruits of the labor.
Yeah.
And then I think, by year 3, year 4, Ooltewah could be a contender again.
I think they're getting a win this weekend, by the way, this Friday, Chattanooga Central.
Yeah.
I think they win that game. I think last year, if I'm correct, their record was 1-9. I think
1-9 or 2-8.
Yeah.
I think 1-9 might be correct.
Yeah. So
have to look back.
I think that the Owls are going to find a way to at least win 2 games, potentially 3, looking at the schedule.
By the way, I love their home venue. I think they've got a great home field advantage when the fans are packing that place.
Yeah.
That's a great, fun place to play.
Yeah, they recently got the turf, and they've done a lot there at the stadium. Matt Moody's going to do a great job there in the long term, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready for a Stump Andy and Jacob segment?
I'm here.
Let's get it.
I'm here for it.
All right. This is going to be interesting. Name all 16 SEC stadiums.
Ooh, stadiums. All right. So,
and let me say this. Like, for example, like Neyland Stadium, I know y'all going to get that one. It don't have to be exact as far as like, hey, it's Neyland Stadium at Shields Watkins Field. Just the stadium or the appropriate name, the accurate name.
Let's start with the easy ones. Let's go ahead and get this rolling.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm gonna struggle with this.
No, you're not. We're gonna help each other. All right. So we've got Neyland Stadium.
Bryant Denny.
We got Bryant Denny. We've got Jordan Hare.
Yep.
We got Sanford Stadium.
Yep.
So we've got 4 knocked out there.
We're not allowed to just call it the Swamp.
No,
that's Ben Hill Griffith Stadium.
You got it.
Okay.
So that's 5. Okay. Yeah, this is tougher than I thought.
Do we know Vandy's?
I do know this, and I'm brain farting right here with Vanderbilt. I do know this.
See,
let me give you a hint. I'll give you some hints. Okay, it's named after a bank.
Is it First Tennessee Stadium?
Nope.
First Horizon?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Regions?
The first part's
yeah,
right. It's correct.
First Financial.
First what? What did I say? It's named after?
Oh my.
First. Named after a
First Bank of America.
First Bank.
Okay,
First Bank Stadium.
Geez, he's nursing us along here now.
Well, people driving in the cars right now are just
yelling
killing
at
you
us.
guys like, you guys are idiots.
So that's 6, right?
Who are John?
He's not been keeping up. We got Jordan Hare, Ben Hill Griffith, Neyland, Sanford.
Texas A&M. That should be one that we should be.
The 12th man.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is it? What's it called?
I know. I'm trying to think.
Jeez, man.
Gosh.
He's got us.
I know. This is not my strong suit.
Fully unprepared here.
I'll be honest.
Let's call it a trivia question.
This is. You
but we should know this.
No.
This is the problem.
Know it. You should.
Like
and
if we were talking about it,
did y'all get South Carolina yet?
No. If we were talking about Mike Elko and the Texas A&M Aggies, at some point I would throw the name of the stadium out there.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, with the pressure let
me ask you.
This is backup quarterback type
LSU,
stuff over here.
Did y'all get LSU?
I'm telling you, Jim, this is not Jacob's
Death Valley.
Yeah.
See, y'all know the
Tiger
nickname.
Stadium.
That's it. Tiger
Stadium.
Good Lord.
Tuscaloosa.
Y'all got
Bryant
Denny.
Bryant Denny. Okay, we did get that.
Kentucky's Kroger Field.
That's correct.
Kroger.
That's correct.
Good job, Slim Money.
Used to be Commonwealth.
We're going to
Stadium.
get a few of these.
Okay, let me ask you. Texas. What's Texas?
Oh Lord, I don't know.
That's
Longhorn Stadium.
No, isn't it? Isn't it Texas Stadium?
Texas Memorial.
Yeah,
Stadium.
Texas Memorial.
Sometimes, if all else fails, just say Memorial Stadium.
Yeah,
and there's a good chance you may be right.
Mississippi State.
That's one I don't think y'all get.
Yeah, I don't think we will.
Just go ahead and give it to us because I have no idea.
Mississippi State is. Let me make sure I get this right here. Davis Wade Stadium.
Yeah, I would have never guessed
Davis
that.
Wade.
Davis Wade.
Ole Miss.
Vaught Hemingway.
We
Johnny
knew
Vaught,
that one. Let's see who else.
Missouri.
I cannot believe y'all don't get.
Hey, Missouri. So Arkansas's is. I know this.
Tyson's Chicken.
Wait a minute. What's their nickname?
Dollar General.
What's their nickname?
Razorback Stadium.
That's it.
And then Missouri's it's something Memorial.
It's
right?
Memorial Stadium.
Memorial Stadium.
Farrett Field. Farrett Field is what I call it.
But you said stadium, so
Farrett Field. Okay, so West South Carolina. Y'all got to get this one. The name's never changed since they joined the SEC.
I know. Is it Gamecock Stadium? I just want to say Gamecock.
You're embarrassing. People are laughing at y'all right now.
What's the thing that they wave around the towel? What's the song?
It's not named after the song.
No, it's not.
I know.
Jim's like throwing shade. I feel like we've done okay here.
Okay. Williams-Brice Stadium.
Williams-Brice.
Yeah. See, again, one I knew, but just not.
I wouldn't have got it today.
All right, Oklahoma. All right, what did I say? If you don't know, then throw something out.
Memorial Stadium.
Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Gaylord family, Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. And I refuse to give you guys Texas A&M. I can't believe. I thought this would be like a layup.
A layup.
It
I
is.
feel like it should be.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we were just talking about A&M today, I would have thrown it out at some point.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we're not using the Google machine either. So
No.
I am going to be frustrated when he tells us.
Well, because it's an iconic one, and we should
Absolutely.
we should know it.
You should know
Like right now, it's just not coming.
So let's talk through this. Hold on. So it's the 12th man.
Yeah.
And
it has nothing to do
it's
with
named
the name.
after it's named after somebody.
That's right.
It's after somebody, and
by the way, I'll say that it sounds like a first name or last name.
Any other day.
And let me give you this. Okay, it's not called stadium; it's called field.
Kyle Field.
Kyle Field.
Ding, ding,
there you
ding,
go.
ding,
See,
ding.
I knew we'd get
Yeah,
it.
Kyle Field. That's
Wait, did you really get it?
He got it.
yeah.
No, I mean
You didn't say Kyle. You gave us a little bit of a hint.
I gave you.
You said it could be a first or last name. That's pretty broad.
When he said Field, though, when it wasn't like
it's so funny,
one of those
because
that
I knew that you guys would struggle on this stuff like it. I just know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but I'm a nerd when it comes to stuff like that.
That's a problem. I usually am too. But like Vandy's, I just brain farted on that one, and A&M both.
First bank
Notre Dame has traveled to Kyle Field like within the past 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Like
this will be something that in the next 5 years Jacob will become accustomed to. I plan on taking all my boys to these stadiums. So like when I do that, like it'll be a bigger deal to me.
Like when we talk about Florida, we never say Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. We said the swamp.
The swamp.
You know, between the hedges. Well, I do call it Sanford Stadium, but a lot of people refer to the between the hedges. You know, and we get it. Now Kroger Field, the corporate names I can't say. Like First Bank Stadium, that was Vanderbilt Stadium for forever. And of course Commonwealth Stadium now, Kroger Field. The corporate names being thrown on here, man. Those are the things that drive me crazy.
So I got a question for you. What is Ohio State Stadium outside the Horseshoe?
Ohio Stadium.
Ohio Stadium.
It's called Ohio Stadium. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to study up on our conference stadiums here, Jacob, because I feel like Jim's going to throw this back out.
I'm not going to ask this again, but
you might say Big Ten.
I may say name the NFC East stadiums.
Or name the 10 largest stadiums. We're gonna.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to study.
Can this be our dadgum segment too? Because dadgum, Jim got us today. Like caught us off guard, man.
Oh, I love
it. We got a little time here for on this day in sports.
Yeah,
we doing all right. All right, so I've got a few unique ones here. On this day in sports history, in 1875, You remember this one, Jim, 1875?
No, 1975.
Captain Matthew Webb began the first ever successful swim across the English Channel, landing in France the next morning. So that took place in 1875.
That used to be a thing that was done quite often. I guess it's still done, but it's just not
I believe,
it's not newsworthy.
That was like the first time that it was done.
I remember there was a female that did it, and that was
yes,
big time newsworthy.
I do remember that. All right, on this day in sports history in 1989, Major League Baseball Commissioner Art Bartlett Giamatti permanently banned Pete Rose from baseball. I brought this one up for Jim.
That one.
And the sport's all-time hit king with 4,256 hits accepted the lifetime ban following an investigation into allegations that he gambled on baseball games while managing the Cincinnati Reds. The ban ultimately rendered him ineligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame, and unfortunately, he's passed away and will never see himself in the Hall of Fame, which this comes up periodically on our show.
And, of course, the key wording in there is lifetime ban. Now that he's no longer alive, now they've lifted that. And the same thing with Shoeless Joe Jackson. I guess if a lifetime ban only works if you're still alive, right?
What a crappy thing to do. Like, hey, you're going to be a Hall of Famer, Pete, but we're going to wait till you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's so bad. Like, the more you think about it. On this day in sports history in 1996, here you go, Braves fans, first baseman Fred McGriff put on a masterclass at the plate, racking up 5 hits, including a double and 2 home runs to carry the Braves to a tight 6-5 victory over the Chicago Cubs. Shout out Mark Smith.
All right, don't answer this. What was Fred McGriff's nickname? Jacob.
Oh, come on, Slim Money. This was before his time.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I was 3 in 1996.
The Crime Dog.
I'll give you a pass.
The Crime Dog.
Great, man.
And, all right, last one I got for you. On this day in sports history in 2008, the USA men's basketball Redeem team defeated Spain 118-107 to capture the Olympic gold medal in Beijing. And if you guys remember, that they called them the Redeem team because the previous Olympic cycle,
4 years earlier,
they did not put their best players on, and they got beat, and a lot of U.S. fans were upset. Like, why do we not take the Olympics serious in basketball anymore? So, led by LeBron James and some other superstars, they said, we're going to go get it back, and they did.
I still say the original Dream Team, the very first one, is the best one of all time.
Yeah.
I would put them against anybody.
I agree with that.
One of my favorite moments in sports is when Kobe Bryant ran through
Paul Gasol.
And like
his teammate on the Lakers, but in international play there, he was setting the tone.
Yeah, he told me, he goes, I'm going to run straight through him. And all of his team was like, nah, he ain't going to do that. First play, just boom.
Do y'all remember when international basketball had the trapezoid-shaped lane?
Yes, I do remember that.
You know, I guess it's a rectangle now. I don't know when that changed, but it used to always it was weird. You'd watch Olympics, you're like, that's a trapezoid, lane. It just looks so odd.
Almost as odd as that clock during the kickball tournament that just happened.
What kickball tournament?
The big one. The big one that just happened here in the United States.
The World Cup.
I'm sitting there thinking I'm actually rolling it from home.
I figured Jim would catch on since I started calling it kickball after USA got eliminated.
The largest sporting event on the face of the earth. Yeah,
the kickball tournament. That's right.
Who won again? Oh yeah, it was Spain. The team that
Team Chattanooga. Team Chattanooga. That's right.
All right, keep going with your this day.
So that was the last one, the Redeem team. How are we doing on time, Slim?
We got to take a break.
Do you want to take us to break, or do I need to do it?
You got it. You got it.
So listen, when we come back from this break, we're going to talk some Atlanta Braves baseball, and at 5:45, we have Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown joining the drive. All that when we come back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match alarm. We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any 2 for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
At Chattanooga Exteriors, we provide effective, high-quality design solutions in an ethical manner to the Cleveland, Tennessee area using only superior products.
Visit us at ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800.
Thank you, Chattanooga, for voting Alon Planning Partners #1 investment firm. It's our honor to serve you. We love to help families plan for retirement, invest wisely, and live with peace of mind. Learn more at alonplanning.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The Best of the Best contest is open to and voted on by the general public. A Best of award does not imply any specific level of investment expertise or skill.
Cleveland Tire Center is celebrating their 50th anniversary with big savings all this month on the best names in tires: Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, Cooper, and Michelin. Plus, big savings on Toyo. Cleveland Tire Center is celebrating the birthday, but you get the gifts. Plus, big savings in the service department. Cleveland Tire Center at 4699 North Lee Highway in Cleveland, where the name says it all for 50 years. Buckner and Feig Funeral Home and Cremation has reopened under the leadership of Ralph Buckner Jr., renewing commitment to affordable, dignified care. Buckner and Feig Funeral Home and Cremation is here to provide the families of Cleveland and Bradley County with the most affordable, compassionate, and dignified funeral services available, restoring trust, strengthening community ties, and setting a new standard for affordability without compromising dignity. Visit bucknerfike.com.
It's the talk of the town, ARC Chattanooga.
Thanks for starting your day with us here on ARC Chattanooga. More than just the facts, we talk effects.
Student online safety now taking center stage. Real issues, real talk.
Local home prices still a major concern for families.
And just a little small talk. With that summer heat comes a lot of humidity, and let me tell you, Dane, my hair has not been loving it.
Join the conversation with Meg Doyle and Dane Wormlinger. ARC Chattanooga. Weekday mornings at 8 on Fox Chattanooga.
At Chattanooga Exteriors, we provide effective, high-quality design solutions in an ethical manner to the Cleveland, Tennessee area using only superior products.
Visit us at ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us at 423-805-3800.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Mayfield Dairy Chocolate Milk is a great recovery drink for athletes or anyone who exercises. Rich in calcium and vitamin D, get Mayfield's famous chocolate milk at numerous locations in our area. Find out more at MayfieldDairy.com. And, of course, a lot of baseball still to be played up to week. 31 games left for both the Phillies and the Braves. Braves leading that division by three games.
Jim.
3 games, yeah. I was handing well, there's not a division trophy, but the division championship to the Braves 2 weeks ago, and now Philadelphia 9 straight wins. And yesterday they were down 4-0 at home. They scored 6 in the bottom of the ninth. A Kyle Schwarber walk-off.
He's a monster. He is a monster.
Unbelievable.
Did you see? So he crushed that baseball.
Oh, my goodness.
As much as I very much dislike the Phillies.
451 feet.
I'm a Kyle Schwarber fan. He crushed the ball, and, I mean, he did one of the ultimate pimp jobs after he hit it, too. He stood there, and he should have got his binoculars out, like watching this thing fly
He flipped his helmet off him before he got to first.
Yeah, I mean, he got a hold of it, and he enjoyed every single bit of it. And the Braves are going to have to step it up. And I said this when we were at 9.5, right? It was 9.5. Yep. Jim said, the Braves got this. There's only, 38 games left? Is that where we were? 42?
Well, it was something like 40-something, low 40s.
And if it were any other team outside of the Phillies, their rotation, unreal. Their lineup, unreal. There's a lot of money invested in this Phillies team. And when you look at the Braves, they played out of their minds first part of the season to put themselves in a really good situation, limped into the All-Star break, then came out hot again. So the Braves kind of back and forth throughout the season. On the side of Alex Anthopoulos and the Braves, you've not invested that same amount of money. So you can't rely on superstars to carry the load. There's guys like Austin Riley starting to play some good baseball. That's huge. But outside of Acuna and Olsen, like who are the names like you see on that Phillies that are getting paid the way those guys are expected to carry the load? the Braves it's apples and oranges when it comes to the roster.
Help me remember, who was the manager of the Phillies when the season began? Of course, Mattingly has been there since, and I have totally forgot, but that was one of the best moves in baseball this entire year. Mattingly has just done a wonderful job managing this team because they started the year, I mean, just horrendously.
He was previously at the Marlins, correct? Is that
Mattingly.
But he didn't have any. He didn't have any support.
As a manager, I think he was. Who else was he a bench coach for? Was it Toronto last year?
Toronto, maybe that may be correct.
So it was Rob Thompson who was the manager.
But they got off to such a horrendous start. I mean, they were like 3-16 or something absurd record, and then they fired him. And they bring in Mattingly, and it took a little bit of time, but, man, he's got him playing really good right now.
Yeah, so Braves going to have to step it up. Currently 76-55, first in the National League East, and as Jim said, 3-game lead. Man, it has shrunk. 3 games, and the Phillies playing really good baseball right now. But yesterday, the Braves claimed the W in the Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, with a 4-2 win over the Milwaukee Brewers to salvage that series, winning that one game of the 3-game set. But I do want to talk about the Little League World Series that's going on right now. And you're right. I've got my shirt on. Jim's pointing to my shirt here. I've got the Speedway Classic because the Braves, they show up for these classics.
They do.
And I'm waiting. You'd ask me, have they played in Iowa yet? I cannot wait until they get to play in the Field of Dreams game, when it happens. Yep. That's one I might bite the bullet and make the trip up there.
They played the games in Puerto Rico. They played at the Fort Bragg. They played at the Speedway Classic. Played in the Little League Classic.
And they show up.
And they win every time.
They show up. Don't they? If there's a trophy involved that's bigger than the World Series trophy, they show up, typically.
That's exactly right.
But we joked about that last year. That Speedway Classic trophy was unreal.
By the way, I got to ask you, was it cool? They looked like Little Leaguers after the game. You know how Little Leaguers shake hands after the game?
Yeah.
Major League Baseball guys doing that after the game. I thought that was really cool.
The whole interaction with the kids prior to the game, after the game, Ozzie Albies with the Curacao team, which he looked like he joked. He's like, some of these kids are bigger than I am because we know Ozzie's not a big guy. But he blended in. But he looked like a proud dad with those kids because he knew a lot of the kids on Team Curacao. They're actually, from what I understand, they're from his hometown in Curacao. So
cool.
He knows the kids. He knows the coaches. He was videoing during warm-ups.
And you know he invests money into their baseball
there's no doubt.
there.
No doubt. But one funny interaction, of course, while the Braves were there in Williamsport for the Little League Classic was Matt Olson called out one of the Australian kids who was on the bus commuting to the stadium with him. He goes, yeah, this kid over here is pulling for the Brewers tonight. Like, just put the kid on blast. And they even, interviewed the kid, and they're like, hey, are you really pulling for the Brewers? And the kid was like, yeah. Olson's just shaking his head. It was so funny.
That is hilarious.
But, just kind of putting the spotlight on the competitiveness of some of these kids and their fandoms. But Tyler Mahle is the guy who another big-time trade acquisition that we all criticized. I was one of them. It was like, is this the guy we needed? Got another win, went 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. But again, as we continue to say each and every day, it seems like Fuentes, Lee, Iglesias, 1, 2, 3 did their jobs to lock down the game. And don't forget, there's a gentleman by the name of Robert Suarez who's going to be rejoining this team eventually as he continues to get healthy. They're not wanting to rush him back. They want him for the home stretch. Postseason deep bullpens win series. As long as the offense is producing. And this Braves bullpen, I would argue, is easily one of the best in Major League Baseball, if not the best. So keep an eye on that. But Albies, Riley, and Lane Thomas all had multi-hit games. They're in the Little League Classic. Money Mike had the only home run, his 21st of the season. And Acuna had 2 walks and a couple of solid defensive plays as we have kind of become accustomed to seeing out of Ronnie baseball. So Braves, they're off today. Tomorrow they start a 7-game homestand, 3 games against the Dodgers, who are 80-51 first in the National League West. So that series right there, and Jim asked me this during the break, there's a spotlight on that one because that's a postseason baseball preview.
Sure it is.
With the Dodgers. You're at home, and I feel like that is a must-win series right now. Luckily, you followed up with 3 against Colorado and 1 with San Francisco. It's a makeup game. Those 2 teams, Colorado and the Giants, the absolute worst teams in Major League Baseball. So if you can steal 2 from the Dodgers, then I feel pretty good going into Colorado and San Francisco about maybe stretching that lead back out against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well,
But
and here's the thing: you still got 6 games against the Phillies, head to head.
yes.
So it's right there in front of you.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for the Braves to lock some W's there with San Francisco, Colorado, and the starting pitching coming up against L.A., Elder, Smith-Shawver, Sell. All 3 of those guys, Smith-Shawver coming back, has looked pretty solid. I like kind of getting this preview of the postseason. So that's what I got for the Atlanta Braves today. They better pick it up or Philly's going to overtake the division. But like I said to you guys during the break, as long as we get a seat at the table postseason, we've seen how the Braves have struggled when they've won the division and they have to sit and watch everybody else play. Get a wild card spot, and I'm still okay. You still got to show up and play baseball in the postseason, though.
Yeah. I know you watched the game because we were talking. Did you get a chance to watch the game last night, Jim?
Yeah, you know what I saw. I picked it up in the 5th inning. I didn't see the first 4.5 innings, but I did see who was it that from the Brewers hit a home? Almost hit a home run. It was all the way to the warning track, and they said had it been in Milwaukee, it would have been deep enough to go out, but it was caught right at the wall by the Braves.
And they stole a game from the Brewers, taking it to Williamsport. They stole a game from Milwaukee.
Well, I thought the 1-6-3 to end the game was huge because it's
2 dig plays there, just scooping the ball out of the dirt.
It's easy to go home with that ball. It's easy to go home, get the out, and then try to fight your way. But then if you do that, you're looking at runners at first and second, and a home run ends that ball game.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm like a proud big brother right now. Jacob watched the game for once.
It was on national television. I didn't have to pay for it.
Jacob, not a Braves Vision subscriber, but I can tell you what he does do. He listens to all the Braves games right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 and over on Mix 104.1. So
I do that.
Slim Money Mason making sure he follows the Braves via the Braves radio network.
It was on television last night. So that 1-6-3, yeah, they had to scoop it out of the dirt, but just the
both throws,
just the like, hey, let's get the double play and let's get out of here versus
on a check swing, much less. Yeah.
So it was a good game. Great play by Iglesias.
It was. Well, it was.
How much time have we got till our next break, Jacob? We hanging in there? We doing good?
We are probably due for a break if I had to guess. I don't know.
Well, how about this? When we come back, we're going to do our ESPN Cleveland 101.3 SEC Jersey Countdown presented by Chattanooga Exteriors. We're going to recap the weekend, what all took place. I believe we're at number 5 days away from college football, and I felt like this one was an obvious, and if our guy Stephen Shelton didn't have Darren McFadden there at number 5, I was going to give him a hard time.
Hey, go ahead and let's talk about that, and then we'll go to break.
It should be Jaden Daniels. Come on.
When we come back.
Oh, listen, you just opened a can of worms right there because I think Steven shied away so he didn't get sued by Jaden Daniels. That's why he didn't do it.
That's what he did.
But, so, of course, Chattanooga Exteriors, the sponsor of our SEC Jersey Countdown. Today is number 5, Darren McFadden. And I'd referred to that entire backfield. If you recall, I believe it was 2005 when they had that exciting matchup with Tennessee and Felix Jones, Darren McFadden, and my guy Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, I don't remember the year. I remember the game.
I could be wrong on the year. It might have been a couple years later.
They had some backs, man.
Yeah, once you get old like us, Jim, things start running together, right?
Yeah.
But so continuing on talking about our SEC Jersey Countdown, number 6 was Devontae Smith. And Jacob, Devontae Smith is a guy I know that you've always been really high on.
Yeah, he was a stud, especially in college. I mean, like, dude could absolutely fly. And then, he's gone to the NFL, and he's been more of a 2 wide receiver.
Slim Reaper.
But, dude, in college, really that whole room was just insane. You think about the room.
All those wide receivers there.
They were playing rock, paper, scissors in the huddle to see who was going to catch the touchdown pass. Like, that's how good they were. They were playing against, like, good teams going out there, and Nick Saban was, like, getting mad on the sideline. They didn't care. They're out there, all right, you get to go catch the touchdown pass.
Lob it up, they'll go get it.
That's wild.
And they did, man. They were awesome.
All right, so SEC Jersey Countdown, jersey number 7, Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end from South Carolina.
Yeah, Burt Jones would have been a good one from LSU, too.
So, and just kind of, I didn't dive into this, but number 7, there's been a lot of really good players wearing number 7, and I'm trying to think specifically SEC. This is your thing, Dadgum.
I'm terrible with numbers.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yes, with jersey numbers. That is not one of my strong suits.
Like, I felt like, though, there were some other players. Wasn't Danny Warfel number 7?
That sounds right, but I'm there again. I don't.
Danny Warfel, the guy wins at national championships, quarterback.
Matthew Stafford.
Matt Stafford. Like
seven's a cool number. Let's just be honest.
Jadeveon Clowney. We all remember the play against Michigan. Was it Outback Bowl when he caused the fumble after a?
Didn't he wear number 1 or did he wear 7?
He was 7.
Was he 7?
It was an extremely controversial. First down.
They gave Michigan first down. They were short by 3 or 4 inches.
So I think that's as good as he was in college. Jadeveon Clowney, I think, just won the countdown off that one play. Just like
that was an awesome play.
He won a draft pick off that play as well.
Back when bowl games were relevant.
God, don't even get us started on that.
I know.
I miss those days, but man, the way you fix it is expanding the college football playoff.
But we want those games on campus.
I'll say this though,
right? Don't we?
Well, if you expand and you keep the first round game, but the campus games are just so much better.
Of course
they are.
So, okay, we talked about how Auburn is getting an NIL deal for whatever opening game. They have.
That's right. The kickoff. I mean the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. Yeah.
Do the same thing. Just do the same. Like everything that you're going to package to try to have this game in Nashville or have this game in Louisiana, just sponsor that game. And round 1 is the blank bowl, of the playoffs, but it's just going to be on campus. I don't understand.
Yeah,
why.
you could have a sponsorship at an on-campus facility.
I don't understand why you can't.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see, and I get that it's a whole week and a whole spectacle. If anything, that saves the sponsor a little bit of money, and you still get to have your name out there.
Yep.
So it's FCS, formerly known as 1AA,
right,
has been doing it right for a long time, and just because we love bowl games. I just miss the meaning of games that aren't tied to a playoff, like under the 4-team playoff. Like bowl games kind of lost its luster. Under the 12-team playoff, bowl games really lost their luster. Teams decided to quit playing in them because they didn't need the paycheck.
Well, here was my biggest issue as being an Ohio State fan. Every bowl game felt like an away game because we were always further away from the venue than the teams we were playing, usually SEC teams, because we had to travel much further away. So playing on campus, to me, is what I've always wanted because I felt like it was, at least it evens it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So a conversation that we will continue to have as we approach postseason. I'm sure it's going to come up as they continue to meet for the future as far as expansion and home playoff games, whatever talking points you want to have. But I think it's something. It's a right that you earn during the regular season, and just being. You mentioned wanting to take your kids, Jacob, take your sons to every SEC stadium. You want to do that. Why? Because of the experience that you have at each stadium, how unique, how different it is. And you hear the term, there's nothing like it. Every venue you go to, because it is so different and so unique.
You know what, though, speaking of bowls, I would love to see a bowl game go to San Francisco and it being sponsored after the East Palestine Trailer Park. I would love to see it in San Francisco. That would be great. That would be great.
We're rubbing off on Jim, dude.
He is. He's pushing his limits.
We're rubbing off on Jim.
So here's the headline. 49ers owner Jed York allegedly arranged to pay $140 for sex at a trailer park in East Palestine, Ohio. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Listen.
What are you thinking, man?
He's been hanging out with Robert Kraft or something, I think. I don't know what's going on.
Talk about a bad decision, man.
Yeah.
Hey, headlines. Speaking of headlines, our boy Lane Kiffin has found himself back in one.
Change that subject quickly there, Jacob.
Andy can barely talk over here. No, but Lane Kiffin has found himself back in the headlines.
Did you say East Palestine?
East Palestine, Ohio.
Go ahead, Slim Money.
I have a visual in my mind, don't y'all?
That way, we're going to cap it right there.
And with that, we're going to go to break.
We'll get this in, and then we'll go to break. Did you see the breaking news of Lane Kiffin, what Ole Miss had done when he left?
Yes, the FBI came in there and did a sweep to make sure there weren't any listening devices or recording devices or bugs. I mean, unbelievable.
I thought Jacob was about to say something about yoga instructors.
Listen. Here's a comment. Here's a comment. This is from Ole Miss, and the guy's last name is Jones. He goes, "Trust me, you don't know this guy Kiffin like I do." Asking him why they did this. That's all you have said. This guy worked with Kiffin at Ole Miss. He goes, "You don't know this guy like I do."
I have said since the early 2000s, his time at USC as an assistant, the guy is a snake in the grass who fooled us a little bit. And
Walker Jones was the guy.
And got us kind of liking him a little bit because he was on this redemption tour, taking that Ole Miss job. And, hey, I've learned so much. I'm a mature adult now. And then we saw more of the same. Like
trailer park trash.
He should move in up there at East Palestine. Hey, you're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. When we come back around 5:45, we're going to have Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown. If he's listening, he may not join the show today. I don't know. But we are going to have Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown on with us at 5:45, and plenty more to talk about when we come back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Cityscope Magazine. Beautiful, engaging, uplifting, inspiring. It's that time to relax and enjoy your day. Featuring businesses, sports, entertainment, the arts, homes, fashion, food, and more. Experience the beauty of stunning photography. Enjoy the stories of local men and women, the success of coworkers and friends. Cityscope Magazine. It's that time to relax. It's sure to make your day. See us online or subscribe at cityscopemag.com. Cityscopemag.com. Cityscope Magazine. It's that time to relax and enjoy your day.
Cleveland, the all-new Select Flooring and Remodeling is now open at 5555 North Lee Highway. We carry the top flooring brands you know and trust: Mohawk, Shaw, Engineer Floors, and United Weavers. We also specialize in home remodeling and roofing, delivering quality you can count on. Take advantage of 24 months interest-free credit. Come see us Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 2. Call us today at 423-889-3007. That's Select Flooring and Remodeling, 5555 North Lee Highway, Cleveland. From the floors to the roof, we've got you covered.
Hey y'all, this is Alfonso, General Manager over at Crown Cleveland. Please visit us online to see our entire used car inventory, all different makes and models, all different budget levels. Please give us an opportunity. Google Crown Cleveland.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
Think Vic, trust Vic, choose Vic. Don't wait weeks for vascular care. At the Vascular Institute of Chattanooga, patients are often seen in just days. No referral required. With 6 convenient locations and advanced treatments for artery and vein conditions, expert care is closer than you think. Think Vic, trust Vic, choose Vic. Visit vascularinstituteofchattanooga.com.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Always excited to have you joining us now, 2 hours Monday through Friday from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, though, we had some breaking news from earlier today. Tennessee Vols head coach Josh Heupel and his staff have named true freshman Faison Brandon the Vols starting quarterback. He will be Tennessee's first true freshman starting quarterback in a season opener since 2004 when Brent Schaefer had that same honor. And, of course, we were joined by our friend at Rocky Top Insider, Ryan Sylvia, and had a discussion. If you want to go back and listen to that, all you got to do, go to the Facebook page, ESPN Cleveland 1013, or to YouTube, WCLE's YouTube page, and watch this day's episode of The Drive and hear Ryan Sylvia of Rocky Top Insider give his thoughts on true freshman Faison Brandon being named Tennessee Vols starting quarterback.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to watch this kid. I've heard nothing but great things, and he sounds like a good guy, but he's extremely accurate, very athletic, can run, can throw. He doesn't force the ball. He threw 90 touchdowns and only 10 picks in his career in high school, and 4 of those picks were his freshman year when he was
figuring things out.
He was 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
So this kid, he won 2 state championships in North Carolina.
So I think, Jacob, you kind of said this tongue-in-cheek, being our resident Georgia Bulldog, but you said you're glad that you're not playing the Tennessee Volunteers for the next couple of years. How serious were you when you said that? And is it because of this roster that Tennessee's going to have in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I'll be honest. After I said that, I started thinking, really, we're going to catch them at the worst time. Like, we're going to catch them year 3 of Faison Brandon, year 2 of DGG. Like, we're going to be catching them with some of their top talent. You know, like, if there was a year I would want to catch them, probably this year under a freshman quarterback. Like, you know, I think Georgia does a really good job of drumming up pressure, creating havoc. That would be really tough for a freshman to overcome. But in all seriousness, like, in the next couple years, Tennessee, I feel like they're moving in the right direction. I truly, with their strength and conditioning coach, defense coordinator, now you're starting to get some pretty awesome weapons on offense. It's going to be interesting, man. I really do think here in about 3 or 4 years, the Tennessee Vols really have a shot to make a big run at this thing.
And obviously, and I hate to bring this up, but this is reality. It's 2026. If, let's say, Faison Brandon has an outstanding year, would anybody try to poach him? I mean, I know it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. It's called tampering. But we see this stuff. This is college football in this day and age where you see some of the brightest stars, they'll transfer. So as a Tennessee fan or as a college football fan, I like to see guys stay at one school, but, man, you just never know.
You're making Tennessee fans cringe right now thinking about Nico Iamaleava in UCLA, which, how funny is it that he's not spoken of anymore? Like, even across topics, across all of college football, he's an afterthought at this point at UCLA, and I think deservedly so.
Well, I saw a thing on the Big Ten Network showing, and they said he looks fantastic.
Really?
Yes. They were showing, like, they do this, every now and then. Nico looks really, really good. So that's the reality. But no, that's the world we live in, though. The transfer portal and everything.
So with that, it is roughly 5:45, about a minute after. We've got Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown on the line with us. Coach Brown, appreciate you joining the drive today.
Hey, thank y'all so much for having me. Appreciate you guys.
So, Coach, of course, you had a big Week 1 win at Walker Valley. The final there, 48-20. If you could, just kind of give us your thoughts on that game.
Wow, I mean, it's just so nice to say the high school football's back. I mean, it's such a feature and staple of our community, and to be out there and to see the crowd and to see the people's reaction to football being back is just awesome. And the game itself didn't disappoint. You're playing a really well-coached team, and I thought both groups went out and played hard, and clearly we're excited to have the W off of it. But it's just nice to have real football back.
Coach, when you guys had the first lightning delay, you guys came back and you looked like a totally different team. Did you have some adjustments? Did y'all make an adjustment while y'all had that time?
We just reminded them that the game started a few minutes ago, guys. If you're ready to go, we are. No, I mean, I think you can't you have to understand that, like, these are high school kids. They're 16, 17-year-olds, and no matter how ready you think you are, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot to do with that spotlight. And I think, it took us a little bit to settle in and get kind of the shine out of our eyes. And the lightning bag just happened to hit at a time when we could reset ourselves. So we didn't change anything, didn't go in and rip a mirror off or anything like that. We just kind of resettled into who we are and came back and played like we're capable of.
Coach, sorry, let me turn my mic on. Coach, you've had the weekend to watch the film. Tell us one thing that you feel like you did really, really well, that you executed well, and then one thing that you want to improve on going into next Friday.
Man, I think, you take the first 5 minutes out, we played with great passion and energy. I think we played with absolute great passion across the board. A lot of just this relentless pursuit, chasing the ball, chasing our receivers after the catch to see if we can't spring a few more yards. Really, really pleased with how hard we played and how fast we ran. And then improvements, we have to cut down on our missed assignments. It's pretty typical for the first game of the year to have an unusually high number of missed assignments, but, that's my biggest concern moving into week 2 is we've got to eliminate those mental mistakes and those communication mistakes.
Coach, I'm a big offensive guy, and I'm looking at some of your stats from the game, and I want to start with the passing game. Quarterback Kason McGowan, who's you've mentioned a senior leader on this team, he was 18 for 29, threw for 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, did have 1 interception. If you could talk about Kason's game.
Well, we go as he goes, and we're fortunate to have a lot of players that can make plays around him, and he knows that. And I think he has a level of trust and commitment to his linemen that was not necessarily there or felt last year. So he's comfortable in the pocket. He can just settle in, let the game come to him, and go out there and make great decisions with the football, which is what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he also had 12 rushing attempts for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, so accounted for 4 touchdowns. Kason McGowan, definitely a guy for Blue Raider fans and football fans to keep their eye on. But speaking of the ground game, it seems like you've got a really good 1-2 punch at running back. If you could talk about Ant Edens and Tyrell Amerson for just a second.
Ant's a senior who's done everything that you're supposed to do. He's a high-energy guy. He's a high-character guy. To sort of see him be able to come out and establish the first game of a senior year like that is great. Just great for him, great for us, and great for rewarding a kid who does things right. And, he's complimented by a young man who finished the year last year as the starter, Tyrell Amerson, who has a different gear. He's a powerful runner. He's very good personality-wise. He's quiet and unassuming. Both of them are just high-character, good young men. So we're excited to have both of them back there.
Coach, I want you to just clarify something for me. In that game, there was a penalty on a punt, and the officials there was a repunt. Explain that rule to me, because we all thought that was the wrong call. What is that call, and is that the way it's done in high school?
There
was a scoop and score. Was that the proper call?
Honestly, the officials have such a tough job, and I thought that we got really good effort and really intentional communication from them, which I truly appreciate all night long. I still don't think I fully understand what the call was. From our perspective, there was a fair catch called. The young man, the ball hit the ground, the returner charged at the ball,
right.
And when he did that, he gave up his status as defensive player.
Yeah.
And our tackler, who was pursuing the ball full speed, when he saw the player lunge, he saw the ball hit the guy, so he went for the ball, and it just so happened that the returner slipped. So when you put all that together as fast as it happened, my number one objective in that moment is to make sure that we're not going to have a player erroneously thrown out.
Right.
And that was, once we secured that was not going to happen, then I allow human beings to be human beings and sift through, and then it's our job to go and react and make a play. And so that's about as far as I'm going to carry that one, guys. They have a hard job.
Yeah. The thing that I questioned was the repunt. I thought there would have been yardage marked off, but I didn't think there'd be a repunt. There again, it doesn't matter. You guys came out.
Well, the explanation, if I remember correctly, is that since there wasn't a change of possession, that they would walk the penalty yards off and the repunt. Now, the validity of that, when I get a chance to breathe, I'll go pull my rule book out myself and go from there. But
I think it's safe to say we're just chalking that up to being part of week 1. How about that?
That's exactly right.
Yes. No, and I'll say they were a great crew. They communicated the whole night. And again, that's a job that I'm very slow to truly criticize, because I know how hard it is. And the ones that are committed to doing it, man, they don't get enough money. They don't get paid enough.
Coach, another guy, I'm throwing out some individuals here, but Jeremiah Brownlow, huge game from him offensively, defensively. Talk about him for just a second.
Well, first off, he's a high-quality young man, great student, great kid, high character, high energy. He's a great practice player. He's a great teammate, and he's capable of hitting another gear. He's a very talented young man who has good ball skills, great coverage skills, and he's kind of a refuse-to-lose top dude. So there was no point at any point in the game or pregame that he's going to accept the fact that we weren't going to win, and there's a lot to be said for that.
Coach, you guys have kind of been bumped into the winning bracket. You and McMinn, you're going to face off this Friday. I know that's, both teams won their opening debut in the crosstown rivals. Tell us what you know about McMinn and, what some of their strengths are.
They're a stereotypical McMinn team, and I mean that as the highest of compliments. They're physical. They play with a level of violence that's uncommon. They are absolutely reckless with their bodies in pursuit of the ball and in pursuit of their blocks. And they're extremely well coached. They scheme and attack you in the smartest of ways. And what Coach Cagle didn't want anybody to know is they're very talented. He did a really good job of downplaying just how athletic and how physical they are across the board. They don't have a lot of depth, but what they have is good enough to give anybody a fifth at any point in time. And a really, really good football team we're playing Friday.
I tell you what, Coach, I was super impressed with the tush push you guys did. I mean, you guys were getting 3 or 4 yards every time, man. You guys have got that thing nailed down.
I'll tell you, to me, it's a direct reflection of our commitment to the weight room. Coach Lockerbie has done a great job getting our guys physically prepared, but it's deeper than that because these are the same young men who wanted to fight against getting in the weight room. They didn't understand it. They've never done it. And now I think we're just seeing it come to fruition, what it does to your game. So, we love getting the 3-4 yards a pop on just a push, but it's bigger than that for us. It's cultural.
Hey, Coach, I've thrown out some individuals. One guy that I cannot leave out because he had such an impact, both sides of the ball as well, but specifically on the defensive line, just getting his hands up in the face of the Walker Valley quarterback. But Evans Daxton, if you could, just talk about the game he had last Thursday night.
Yeah, Dax Evans is an absolute wrecking ball. I mean, he was our defensive player of the game. I believe he finished with 4 tackles, an assist, a sack, a TFL, 3 passes batted down, and a bevy of pressures. And when he wasn't making the play, he was making the plays that made everybody else make the play. So, just again, high motor, high character kid who's going to come out and fight from snap to snap, and very glad that he wears our colors.
So, Coach, again, if you could, it's the home opener at the Benny. McMinn coming to town. Talk about the pregame, what you're looking at as far as getting your team ready to go this week. You've got a full week of preparation. What does this week look like for the home opener?
Our kids are dialed in. They've had a great preseason, great camp, and obviously we were pleased with the result of our first game. But more than anything else, it's being able to handle a new monster. And it's what we talked about today in our team meeting is, being able to handle success. And that's a new challenge for us and an important challenge. So us being able to reset the 0-0, reset that we're playing an entirely different style of team, and still go in and put in the work like we're hungry, like we want to get it done and get another win. So all that is, is what it is. It's new to us. We didn't get to experience this a lot last year. So that's what I'm looking for. Can we reset ourselves and get back in the fight and be as hungry as we were to get the first one?
So, Coach, I want to go ahead and say this before we let you go. We encourage fans to come out to Benny Monroe Stadium on Friday night. Of course, Cleveland hosting McMinn. A lot of stuff going to be going on pregame. You're going to be able to catch the coach's bench is going to air pregame, which we record on Wednesdays. And it's our Smith Family McDonald's coach's bench, our interview with you, Coach, that it is a real treat for all the fans of Blue Raider football. Also going to have some really good commercials with former head coach Benny Monroe and former Mr. Football Demetrius Fields and Bill Emmendorfer, former Blue Raider and Tennessee Volunteer. So a lot of good stuff, a great atmosphere at Benny Monroe Stadium this season.
We're excited. Everybody come on out, watch a great high school football game and watch 2 teams full of kids who work really hard and do it the right way.
Yeah, Coach Brown, thanks so much for taking the time to join us, and look forward to talking with you next Monday.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown, and man, talk about a guy, and he is who he is. We talk to him week in, week out. He's all business. We know that. But you can just hear the excitement of the potential of this team in his voice.
I love the fact when he talks about the culture. When I talked about the tush push, he goes, that's a culture. The weight room, he goes, that's why you lift all these weights. That's what happens when you get in here and you work hard. And it showed. They look like a totally different team. That offensive line, if they stay healthy, guys, they're going to be tough to beat, man.
Yeah, I think so. And, of course, we've got big games coming up in the community this week, and we're going to have complete coverage. Of course, Walker Valley, Bradley, that game at Bradley Central. We're going to have head coach of the Mustangs, Drew Akins, on with us tomorrow. And, of course, on Thursday, Bradley Central head football coach Damon Floyd. So stay tuned for all of our Drive exclusive coaches interviews sponsored by Food City. Tell you what, guys, 1 hour used to go quick, 2 hours goes quick now. Am I right?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, so for Slim Money, Jacob Mason, Jim Gum, I'm Andy Morris. Hope you guys have a great evening.
The Tennessee Valley's exclusive home for ESPN Radio, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
It's